Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of Expert Alert here on WLOX. We are doing this several times a month with different businesses, talking about the services that they can provide and some helpful tips for you in so many different areas. We have PowerMark Properties here with us again this morning. Of course, Thad McIntyre and with a special guest, Don Blaze, who is the mortgage professional for PowerMark Properties. And this is the time of the year people are getting getting their income tax money back. And they're wondering, what am I going to do with it? Well, is this they might be renting or even currently own a home. Is this a good time to maybe rethink about maybe purchasing a new home?
This is the best time to purchase a new property, getting their tax refund. They now have a down payment, if they even need a down payment, with interest rates at historical lows, as low as 2.25%, depending on credit score, loan program. You can't pick a better time. As interest rates go up, affordability will come down.
Mm-hmm.
So now's actually the best time to purchase a property.
Well, you mentioned one thing. Let's start with that. Getting our credit scores.
Mm-hmm.
First thing you got to do, just how good or bad is my credit to where I can afford to to put some money down on a home. So typically, what is as a mortgage person, what do you look at?
Well, every lender is going to look at it a little bit different. They have their own guidelines, but typically for a government loan, the lender is going to look for around a 580 credit score and then go up from there. Conventional financing starts at a 620 credit score, and VA loans actually do not have a minimum credit score requirement. That's just a myth that people think that they have to have a 680 or 700 credit score to purchase a home, and that's simply not the case. And if someone doesn't have the credit score they need to, we can work with them to get them in a position to buy. It may take 3 months, 6 months, or it may take 30 days.
Mm-hmm. And there are different areas where you can actually go online to check your credit score.
There are now. The thing, you can go to freecreditreport.com, Credit Karma, things of that nature, but those are not actually for lending purposes, so it's a different credit scoring model that that the repositories
Can
use.
it kind of give you an idea?
It can give you an idea, but it's typically could be anywhere between 30 to 40 points off. So it's really important to talk to a lender in order to get a really good idea of their credit score and what they need to do to get in a position to purchase.
And I guess it would depend on, as far as the loan that you're going to get, the type of loan, as far as what kind of down payment you're going to need.
Correct. FHA loans start with a 3.5% down payment, and we can couple that with down payment assistance, grant programs, things of that nature. VA and USDA loans are 100% financing, so that's really an awesome loan program. Then conventional financing starts with 3% down, and of course you have mortgage insurance unless you put 20% down on those loans.
Okay. Dan, we talked about this before. How's the market right now?
It's still hot.
Still hot.
It's still hot. So things are still moving just as crazy as they were last month and all the way back into November.
I see, a lot more houses that are going on the market, and I see a lot of houses, that sell like that.
Yep.
I mean, I do some real estate photography, and I've taken pictures, and then within a couple of days, the real estate agent called me, sold.
Yep.
I said, you just got the pictures. And I said, hey, we got several appointments and everything and different locations, and they're offering up some really nice houses and some really good rates.
Sure. So that's exactly what's going on in our market still today. So as long as that continues, we're still going to hit with low inventory, and we need houses.
You need houses.
We need houses.
So is there an incentive for someone to call you up and say, hey, Thad, I'm thinking about what can you do for me to sell my house?
The incentive is making sure that the consumer doesn't focus on overpricing their home, that they understand that there's a moderate margin to be made and that they can use that money to move to the next property. And that's really most important. Not letting an agent or yourself think that because we're in such a hot market that you can just overprice a property. We're seeing appraisals that come back still undervalued. So we need to just make sure that we take a moderate approach to that.
And explain how that works. I know you look at things like, with a house in a certain neighborhood. You
Sure.
look at things and how houses in that area have sold to kind of determine an area as to set a good price on that house.
Correct. The appraisers will look at that, and they'll typically go 6 months back. And if it's in a subdivision, they'll use 2 comps inside the subdivision and 1 outside, just to give you a little variance and a little leeway with your values there. And once that happens, the value is set, and then it's easier for them to stay on top of it at that point.
And if you gave some people that were thinking about putting their houses up for sale some tips as far as aesthetics and what to really concentrate on? What would you say?
Kitchen and bathroom and exterior.
Always. Kitchen and bathroom and exterior.
Yep. You get one chance to make a first
Because to me, when I'm
impression.
looking at a house, kitchen's the first thing because I love to cook. Kitchen
Yep.
is the very first thing. Then a backyard for my animals. So,
there you go.
Anything like that. Talk about it, if you would, Don, about some of the different loan programs. I mean, there are several different ones, and how do you qualify for, VA, FHA, conventional loans? What do you have to do to qualify for those?
So at CMG Mortgage, where I work, we customize loan programs based upon an individual's short and long-term goals. Of course, if they are veterans, then they qualify for a VA loan and or surviving spouse of a veteran. Other than that, we're going to look at FHA loans, typical for first-time home buyers because it allows for lower credit scores, flexibility in underwriting guidelines. If somebody has a decent down payment, then we're going to look at a conventional loan. And then we have some proprietary loan programs that other lenders don't offer. It's called all-in-one that combines checking account with a mortgage. So it's a pretty awesome program. So we like to interview the clients to determine their best loan program that's available, for them.
That's what I was going to ask you. How do you go about determining which one is necessarily best for them? I mean, especially, let's talk about first-time buyers.
Yeah.
First-time buyers. Is there the FHA? They qualify for that? I mean, is that
anybody can qualify for an FHA, and FHA is pretty awesome for first-time home buyers because it allows for those lower credit scores, flexibility if they've had any late payments in the last 12 months, some credit blemishes.
A lot of forgiveness.
A lot of forgiveness. What they look for is they look to, if you've had a blemish, that it was an isolated event, that it's not a pattern of just not paying your bills. With FHA, we can put down payment assistance programs, we can put grants, all those are income based. So depending on their income level, we can get them help for their down payment.
All right, 15, 30 year.
How
do you do? You're laughing. I mean, that's an option. I know with a 15-year interest rate, a 15-year loan, you're going to pay more, but you're not going to pay as much.
So for not a first-time home buyer, for a first-time home buyer, I'm always recommend they do a 30-year mortgage, but they can make the 20, 25, 10, or 15-year payments. There's no prepayment penalty on those types of mortgages, so they can always pay more.
If you got it, pay it.
You got it, pay it, but you have the flexibility to pay the lower payment because you never know what life's going to throw your way down the road. Move-up buyers, we typically look at custom terms, 20, 25, 15-year, depending on their comfort level and their liquidity. So it does make sense for move-up buyers to maybe do a shorter term. Interest rate's going to be less, but the payment's going to be more, and so they can get that mortgage paid off sooner and use their home to build wealth.
Talk about the tax incentives for owning your own home.
We'll talk to the CPAs about that one.
Oh, okay.
There are so many.
That'll be another program. We'll talk about that. But I know when it comes to different areas that it is you can't, whenever you're paying rent,
you can't claim that.
Unless you're a business, and that's different. I mean, it's a business expense paying that.
Correct.
But as just a renter or
well, you do get to write off your property taxes. You get to write off the interest that you pay on your mortgage annually. So it does bring that taxable income down, so you can actually get more of a tax refund back annually. And there's also mortgage credit certificates available that is a tax credit when you purchase a property that we can actually get homeowners so they can get that annually also.
Okay, so the first step is to find a home.
Correct. Contact me.
Contact Thad at PowerMark. The properties are on Pass Road in Biloxi, right across the street from Keesler Federal Credit Union.
Correct.
And contact him. You got some in mind. I guess you got a website they can go kind of check out some homes.
Correct.
Ahead of time, and they stay pretty much up on the top of that very often. And then make an appointment. Find out exactly what what the cost of the house and everything, and then they get with you. Say, okay, let's see what you can do with them.
Review their financing options.
Okay, that's
awesome.
That's
awesome. The way it works.
All right. Thad, Don, thank y'all for being here with us again.
Thanks
if
for
you'd
having
like
us,
some more information, hey, if you're in the market, you got a nice income tax return coming in, and you're tired of paying rent, or maybe you want to get a different home or something like that, this is the time to do it. Interest rates are very, very low, all-time record low. All-time record low. So give them a call at PowerMark Properties, located on Pass Road in Biloxi. Thank you for being here with us again on Expert Alert.
If you have a question for any of our experts, go to WLOX.com and click on Expert Alert. For a list of any of our upcoming experts, go to WLOX.com and click on Expert Alert.